So it's amazing to me, the trails are all over the fucking place, right? As usual, no one sees them. It's been years, years, years. I've been myself chasing them for more than 10 years, almost 15 years, I guess. Um, it's just fucking amazing. It is amazing. And I'm totally shut off on as far as YouTube goes. I did some things yesterday which I'll try to bring to light when I get back to the computer one of these weeks. But it's very much useless. The Candace Owens series, right? You punch into YouTube Candace Owens and you start hitting search, and you should be able to find my videos, my series. 250 of them so far, right? Almost something like that. 224, whatever it is. So 225 parts so far of the series. It's going to be a 400 part series, but the rest of the series I'm doing on this other channel. Yeah, I'm parked sideways. Do you care? But amazing how YouTube does it. How they lock you out, So I got on the Michael Oziak channel. I got shut down. They locked me out of the channel for 1 week for talking shit, I guess, about, it's hard to say what it was. It could have been talking about virus stuff in the same video, but either way, I mean, you can't really say anything anyway. And then Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. It's so funny to watch both sides now, because in the old days I agreed with a lot of the shit that conservative Republicans might have been saying. So now that I'm doing this politics bullshit at this new stage of my life, I realize how full of shit both sides are, all sides for that matter. I learned a little bit about Marxism, Marxist, whatever, in the last couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, listening to different Marxist talk, which I've never done before. I've heard some socialists like Bernie Sanders and stuff like that, but I didn't really listen to them all that much. I never gave them all that much attention. And it's so amazing to see how full of shit everybody is on every side. Where do you go? Where does anyone go for the truth about anything? It fucking sucks. So anyway, then I started punching in last night after I couldn't find nothing on the series. I started punching in Candace Owens series for Candace Owens, and I spelled the name exactly like I do in the series, and they still don't come up. I still can't find the fucking videos. So there's no way that one of Candace Owens' minion or fans is gonna see it, get pissed, and send in a message like has happened with some of the other people that I've called out, like the Harold Koch series. So as aggravating as it is for me to deal with people like Rufus, Wolfie comes in, defends him and stuff like that, that's okay. It gives me, I got some things in the works. I'm gonna try a few things like that with the Candace Owens series. In other words, I'm gonna go hit on some of Candace's friends that are not so popular, and I'll include them in the series and see if that may put them on the list where YouTube will then start showing anybody. But right now, no one's really not. They ain't gonna find it. Unless you're subscribed to the Michael Oziak channel, then you're not gonna find the Candace Owens series, which is pretty incredible. So that may be the same way that they did with the Discovery Channel series, because the Discovery Channel series for Sylvie Bird was probably the same thing. Because remember, I was saying a couple months back that when you look at the amount of traffic that came on my channel, it was only a few people. Only a few people came from the Discovery Channel series. And then from the Harold Koch series, you back up to a couple thousand that came in and looked around. They all ranked me out and left, but whatever, it's point seeing. At least they looked. At least they got a look at it. because that's what I need to do. Is I want to be able to hold it against anybody that I write a series to, make a series to. That's the whole point of making these series, is so that I can hold it against them and say, what the fuck were you thinking? This guy makes you a series and you don't even take it seriously? What the fuck? So yeah, so it sucks. So, so you get, you get YouTube fighting you to even make the videos, right? Because you got copyright strikes and shit like that. Then you've got government shakedowns, which is a misinformation database bullshit. So if you say anything that they consider misinformation or disinformation, then they also cut the video. Not only cut the video, but then shut your channel down for a week, and then they cut the video anyway. So why shut the channel down for a week or 2 weeks or a month? Because each time you get a strike, it gets worse and worse as you go along. It makes absolutely no sense. If you're gonna cut someone's video and it does not even get to get uploaded because of the information that's in it, because the AI is reading the information as it's being uploaded. They see that it's something that they consider misinformation. Everything out of these fucking government's mouth is disinformation. All sides. It's amazing that these Republicans play themselves off of the Democrats. It's the same way they play themselves off the conspiracy channels. They all could play off each other. It's amazing. So you find these certain people that you fall in love with, and you say, wow, like this guy lately I'm in love with now is Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, what a fucking genius this guy is. But he's also believes a lot of these lies because he was brought up in this education system, but he might be someone who you might be able to wake up, who I might be able to awaken the rest of the way. He seems like he's at that state. He's at that stage. If I show him the system, he might be able to awaken. And that would be fucking nice. But how do you get him the messages? Because he's just as popular as Candace Owens. He has just as many followers, if not more, than Candace Owens does. Right? So how do I get him the information? How do I show it to him? I can't. It's not like I've got 5 or 10 people working on my channel with me. I know I've got Patrick that's offering to work on the channel, but Patrick was not bringing anything to the table like that. Patrick, and then Rick too, same thing with Rick. But they wanted to go in different directions than I did. I put it out there and tried working with them. So now I don't know, I don't have anyone on my channel. Otherwise, if I did, I could say, hey, could you take the videos, at least some of the series, and start sending them to Candace Owens directly, or at least to one of her affiliates, right? Then at least I would know that she has eyes on the series. She can rank me out, she can laugh at it and walk away. That's the whole point. Because once she does that, and then at some time in our future, I may not be around to enjoy it, to laugh at everybody, but sometime in our future, all this is going to come to everybody's eyes. Everybody's going to see what it is I'm showing you. And you have the right to go look at it even right now. You don't have to wait 1,000 years, You don't have to wait another 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 years, whatever it is, before they finally lift the veil for you. I don't know what the time period's going to be, and I really don't know that it will even get that long. I mean, we might be in for a total reset. They call it in the movies the total recall. Well, total recall is almost the same thing. It's a total reset. They're showing you the system, They'll show you the same thing I'm offering to you now, except I'm offering it to you for free. And I'm offering it to you with truth, not with a bunch of bullshit stories to go with it that you have to believe my lies. I'm showing it to you. I'm explaining to you what I've got out of it so far, and we can all certainly go see it for ourselves. That's the whole thing. Amazing that 7.8 billion people will refuse not only to go look, but maybe the few that would go look are not getting the message. They're not going to be allowed to see it, you know? Because everything's controlled. It's fucking amazing. So, what do? It's not like I can go on Fox News and do this, right? Can't go on, no, can't do that. So you're not going to do anything mainstream. I would not even get away with, even if it was, what's it called there? Public broadcasting system and stuff like that. Can't do that shit. Can't even do it. Because they would have false information and misinformation shit. They would claim that it's all misinformation. And I'm only giving people, and both of my fucking channels that I've got, the main channels, these two that I'm working on now, I got shit on there that I'm only touching on them because I can't say too much. If I say too much, I get shut down. So I can't say too much. The Metellus, it's so big, it's so huge. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say on there, on these videos, but I can't fully explain. I'd have to show you the system because otherwise my channel gets shut down. But it's pretty freaking amazing, man. And it really, the Metellus accounts for every sickness, every ailment. Every time someone in my family, a friend gets sick, I try to tell them what it actually is. I don't get anywhere. I was able to heal a couple people by using these methods for killing the Metellus. But if you tell them that you're killing Metellus, they don't want to hear about it. They want the doctor's prescription, I guess. The doctor's scenario, the doctor's diagnosis. And the doctor's diagnosis, no matter what they tell you, if they tell you have severe acne, if they tell you you have shingles, if they tell you you have athlete's foot, if they tell you you've got herpes, if they tell you you've got gonorrhea, if they tell you that you've got any of the sexually driven stuff, if they tell you that you have poison ivy, poison oak, if they tell you you've got chlamydia, if they tell you that you have overactive thyroid, if they tell you that you have all these different fucking things, and they all come back to different strains of the Metellus, and then you can spot this, you can spot the strains, you can diagnose them easily, you can't kill them easily, but if you can kill them, you can kill the Metellus and you can keep them from your body. And you can, there's several different techniques. Some of them kill them. Some things kill them, these techniques, and other techniques will deter them so they don't want to re-enter your body. There are other ways around us in our environment that used to kill the Metellus. We took them away. We took them out of our environment. We don't think of things as electrical. We think of them as bio. Everything we think of as bio, that's why I like this guy Jordan Peterson too, because he does have some electrical experience. I have not once heard him talk about the mirror neuron. As important as the mirror neuron is to it's not intelligence, but it's important to us as humans, that mirror neuron. It's so important. And so is the mirror neuron manipulator. But what I have heard him talk about, because he doesn't know about the mirror neuron manipulators, he talks about psychopaths. And he talks about psychopaths. But even when he talks about psychopaths, he doesn't talk about their lack of a mirror neuron. So I don't know how deep he could get into a conversation about the mirror neuron, but I could certainly show him that the hoarding gene is hiding the mirror neuron manipulator. That's where the mirror neuron manipulator is hidden. And that's how we lie to ourselves And he too, I'll be able to be nice about it, but he too, Jordan Peterson, has a lot of lies that he goes along with based on things that he thinks is real, or are real, I should say. Because of the education system, unfortunately. But what I do notice about him is he is able to overlook some of the lies that were even taught to him, and he's able to oversee them and get past them. He's on the verge of scientific acknowledgement that science itself is a fucking joke. But see, when you say it that way, people get offended, they get upset, and they turn on their protector. And their mirror neuron manipulator kicks in because they don't want to admit how hurtful they don't want to face how hurtful it's going to be that they've been lying to themselves and everyone around them all their lives. So it's a natural thing to want to deny what it is I'm showing you people. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that way. Jordan Peterson was talking about the Columbine shootings. He acknowledges that, these kids didn't kill all these kids because they were bullied. Because a lot of people are bullied, he says. There's a lot of people bully. Everyone, just because you're bullied doesn't mean you go out and kill a bunch of people. Right. So there was a lot of things that were very fucky about that Columbine shooting. Very fucky. So you can't accept any of it. You have to start at the beginning. You have to go back and look for the truth. So his truth in his mind is because he read their diaries. He read their diaries. As if all these psycho fucking kids, if they were not CIA psyops, put into place by the CIA, which they of course were, but if they were not, these people like this do not write diaries. They don't write fucking diaries. So whoever's diary he's reading is not, especially if you got 5 or 6 lunatics that fly off the handle and go killing everybody, and all 5 or 6 of them all have their diaries. It's ridiculous, They're not diary type people. They're not, they're not calm, relaxed. You're gonna write a diary. Especially all of them. You can see if 1 or 2 of them or something, like maybe one of them's parents taught them to write to feel better. Yeah, the other one is he believes that he talked to what's his face there, the guy, the cripple in the wheelchair, that they roll around, and he's supposedly a genius. What the hell's his name? Hawkins. So he believes that Stephen Hawkins is a genius. He doesn't realize that Stephen Hawkins is a fucking plant. He believes in outer space. He thinks that it's righteous that someone like Elon Musk is out there trying to get to Mars. You know what I mean? It's a big joke. The whole thing's a fucking joke. First of all, your country's in deep decline, been so for quite a while, and you want to spend, you're okay with spending billions of dollars on fake ass space launches and paying this guy Elon Musk, who's also again, we could give him all the credit about electric cars. He doesn't deserve any credit for electric cars. His electric cars cost energy to use and run. They don't have solar panels in the roof, the trunk, and the hood. If they did, then I would be right on board with you all. I would say, wow, what a fucking genius this guy is. He's going to save this country from fall and failure. You know, that's not what's happening. You know, he doesn't do it that way.
Why do you have your heater like on some of the time?
What is?
It feels like it's on the outside. Yeah, until your car it feels like the heater's on, but it isn't.
Oh, really? Maybe I'm overheating.
Hello, brother.
It says it's 84 degrees outside.
True.
Looks like we're going to get a really hot storm, I mean. What's going on?
Good. I made more designs in the library.
Oh, yeah?
Miss Davis dismissed, got left early.
Okay.
So I just made swimsuits.
Good.
And it's gonna make some dresses. Maybe cute hoodies. That'd be a nice one.
Well, I think what we should do for a business is if you like, you know, you can bring your culinary skills in with your other skills. I can look around for a cart, and then what we could do is do like the cupcake girl's doing. Just do it in a better way and a different way. We don't want to be competing with her because she's cupcakes, but we can certainly do pastries. I would love to go get the recipes from Kay's Donuts, and the guy still, I believe there's still one or two family members that live in Holyoke, that what we can do is get their recipes for several of their things and make them, and then we can just put a little cart down in the parking lot down there. It's fairly cheap. I think it's $50 a week or something like that to keep your cart in the lot. You get to rent a parking space, and then what you do is you just go down there. I bring it down there for you on the weekend, and then you work down there and make your money every weekend. And then you don't have to work during the week because you're going to make so much money on the weekend. That's the way Kay's used to do it. Kay's had a store and everything. As a matter of fact, there are a couple very inexpensive stores in town as well, but not as cheap as $50 a week. I'm pretty sure it was like $50 a week or something like that. Or maybe it's $50 for the weekend, one parking space, some shit like that. I'm talking about a small business. Olivia keeps talking about small business. She wants to find a way to make some money.
I said dresses. I didn't say
well, I
business.
suppose, you know, but they're not going to sell a lot. That's something you're going to sell online more than you're going to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I suppose, but that's a lot
I am starting to think more serious and stuff. And I'm thinking more maybe working at a wedding parlor.
Yeah, don't get ridiculous. I'm not driving. Wait till you get your license then.
When I'm an adult,
Yeah,
I'm thinking more of that way, because
I am
usually
too,
people
because
who...
I'm not...
talking about small business, not big business. I said working at a wedding parlor is not that big. The wedding companies that make wedding dresses... I do. I help people find wedding dresses. That is what a wedding parlor is.
It's not, there's no such thing as a wedding parlor.
It's close enough. Trying to see dress place or something.
Close enough to make something up your own.
Technically, I'm bad at saying parlor. I know it's not technically a parlor, but it's a wedding place. Okay? Just say wedding place.